We all have a story. We all have a path that we've been on.
It was in Cleveland, where I went to the Hebrew Academy of Cleveland.
I met Professor Wiesel when I was 15 years old.
I'm very proud to be Jewish, and I'm very proud to be Latina, and I feel that both of those are what make me who I am, and they're both very strong parts of my identity.
I was vaguely proud to be Jewish, even if I couldn't articulate why.
I was raised, as many of us were, that Judaism has to stay in its box,
We were not really observant Jews except for holidays, and holidays meant family, of course.
At a certain point in 2008, I said to Professor Wiesel, Professor, somebody needs to write a book about your classroom. And he said, you're right, you should do it.
And Limmud is one of the only places that is showing that we all can exist together.
With God, with yourself, and with the Jewish people.
Right? So the easiest thing to do is not the right thing to do.
That the innermost nature of God is on some level mercy.
Who the heck else is able to use the word insipid on the first page of their book? I mean, really, thank you, Heschel.
And it's really helped me connect more deeply to what I think of as my divine spark within, what is sort of my truest self.
We all have to do what we can to be able to improve the situation that we're in.
What would be the purpose in having the vote if we didn't go all out to make a difference?
That yearning is the beginning of our redemption. It's the beginning of our healing. And if we can find ways to share our yearning and our thirst with one another, we can change the direction of our future.
Pickle juice with the chaser of the whiskey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. It was amazing to learn with you.
Some of us have more and some of us have less experience with live television, so
anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
I first found Limmud shortly after moving from New Jersey to my newly adopted home here in Majorca, Spain. I had feared I might be the only Jew on this small island, and while I was not entirely alone, our one tiny synagogue had no members within decades of my age.
My young sister, Degit, who was passionate about learning and exploration, died suddenly this winter, leaving behind her husband and 5 young children. I found myself looking for ways to connect with community, a place where I share my love and her love for Jewish learning with others in the midst of this difficult period. The extra isolation brought on by the pandemic made my needs feel even more acute.
I wasn't born Jewish, and I found Limmud at a time of great change in my life, when I was searching for new meaning and connection, a new path for my future. After discovering how much of my life I'd spent on autopilot, I wanted to find a place where I could pursue my own development with others who shared my values.
I was yearning for community.
I was looking for connection.
I was seeking belonging.
I was inspired to use the Limmud model to rejuvenate our small, isolated Jewish community. My wife and I convened Jews of all ages to build educational programs, the first of their kind here. And the results have transformed Jewish Majorca. Native Majorquins are returning to the faith of their ancestors, and new Jewish families are moving here to be a part of our story.
I threw myself behind a mission of honoring my sister's memory by developing the first ever Limmud program in New Mexico, and used the effort as an opportunity to convene leadership from across New Mexico's Jewish community. We had never met each other in person, but with the help of technology and Limmud's unending support, we successfully launched Limmud New Mexico, involving hundreds of participants in our program.
I found in Limmud a seat at the table in my adopted community where I could not just grow personally, but also lead. I remember vividly the electricity I discovered at my first festival, surrounded by hundreds of Jews from every walk of life. I've spent the last 3 years working to support and grow our movement. My Limmud journey was the central pillar of my conversion journey.
Limmud encourages mutual respect, and ongoing discovery above all else. Elevating these values has been crucial to rebuilding Mallorca's Jewish community.
Limmud exists at the nexus point of creativity and educational exploration. Our work this new life to Jewish New Mexico and was a perfect tribute to my sister's memory.
Core to Limmud's mission are an emphasis on participation and empowerment. Limmud strengthens the Jewish people by serving as a crossroads founded in mutual respect that enables people to connect across differences. It is the embodiment of the Jewish future I am building.
Because of Limmud, our small community has a bright, bright future.
Because of Limmud, I can share my affinity for Jewish learning with those I love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, Lonnie, and Tony, for sharing how Limmud was essential to your Jewish journey. I hope you will inspire many more to join us worldwide. I want to welcome everyone to another Limmud eFestival. We're delighted that you decided to join our learning community today. My name is Faye Rosenberg-Cohn, and I am honored to serve as co-chair of Limmud North America. You may be on the East Coast planning your lunch or signing in with your cup of morning coffee from the West Coast, somewhere in between or somewhere else in the world. You are one of 1,000 joining this eFestival today. And for those joining us right now on Facebook Live, hello, it's not too late for you to register to join us for the rest of today's program. Simply visit Limmud North America, limmudna.org, to sign up. Today's conference includes breakout sessions taught by nearly 4 dozen presenters from every imaginable Jewish background. We have sessions that range from Jewish text to history to culture and, of course, current events. We all know just how extraordinary these times are. Limmud North America will continue to work our hardest, bridging the divides that separate us from one another, building spaces that celebrate respectful discourse. We believe that every Jewish idea provides us with a valuable opportunity to grow, to deepen our commitments, and to thrive. In that vein, I'm happy to invite you to sign up today for our next eFestival, which will be just in time for Hanukkah on December 6th. As a thank you for registering early, we're offering 50% off registration this week only. As we approach most unusual high holidays, I want to wish you all a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year, Shana Tova. But now, to inspire us and help kick off the day ahead, I am delighted to introduce our next speaker, beloved teacher, the director of the Wexner Heritage Program, and newest member of the board of directors of Limmud North America, Yaffa Epstein. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Faye. It is such an honor to be here with you all today at our 3rd Limmud North America eFestival. Today, I want to share something surprising with you. So hang on to your hats, folks. If you had to guess where the first place that the Torah mentions the word shofar would be, what would it be? Perhaps we would assume Akedat Yitzchak, the binding of Isaac, where we meet the ram who is to be sacrificed in Isaac's place, or possibly in connection with Rosh Hashanah, which is called a Yom Teruah, a day of sounding the Teruah note. But no, my friends, the first time the shofar is mentioned in the Torah is actually at the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. In Exodus 19:19, we are taught, Vayehi kol hashofar holech v'chazek me'od, Moshe yedaber, v'ha'elohim ya'anenu b'kol. The voice of the shofar grew louder and louder. As Moses spoke, God answered him with a voice. The shofar was present at the very moment when God was entering into a covenant with the Jewish people, and when God was literally in conversation with Moses. So what is it that connects the shofar to the giving of the Torah? The answer, my friends, lies in the power of the heart. The Mishnah in Tractate Rosh Hashanah 3:7 teaches us that if a person is passing behind a synagogue on the day of Rosh Hashanah and happens to hear the shofar blasts, im kiven libo yatsa, if they directed their heart and have intention, then they have fulfilled their obligation. This shows us that the mitzvah of hearing the shofar on Rosh Hashanah is not about simply hearing it. It is about bringing one's heart and mind, allowing the shofar blasts to pierce our hearts. The same is true about the Torah as well. In Exodus 19:2, we're told by Yis'u Refidim, V'yavo midbar Sinai, v'yachanu bamidbar, v'yichan sham Yisrael neged hahar. Having journeyed from Refidim, they entered the wilderness of Sinai and encamped in the wilderness. Israel encamped there in front of the mountain. Rashi picks up on the change there and explains that throughout the Israelites' travels in the desert, there are many moments of strife and divisiveness among the Jewish people. Sadly, something we can relate to today. However, when the people encamped in the Sinai desert, they stopped being referred to in the plural, vayachanu, and they camped and transformed into the singular unit, vayichan, and he camped. They became, as Rashi teaches us, ki'ish echad belev echad, as one person with one heart. Unity and love were necessary prerequisites for the Jewish people in order to receive the Torah. But perhaps it's more than just a prerequisite. As the inheritance of each and every Jew, the Torah itself can become the mechanism through which we can be one heart. We can forge a united community rather than a divided one. The shofar's presence at Har Sinai represents this as well. More than just an awakening of our individual hearts, we must also heal our communal heart. That is why spaces of Jewish learning and Jewish life like Limmud are so critical. When the Jewish people can come together in all of our beautiful diversity, when we bring our full selves into conversation with each other, we will truly be one people with one heart. As we sound the shofar this Rosh Hashanah, let it remind us to turn our hearts toward one another. Wishing you all a Shana Tova U'Metuka, a sweet and blessed new year, and an amazing day of learning.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Singer, and I have the honor of serving as Executive Director of Limmud North America. Thank you for joining us for today's eFestival. Limmud is dedicated to the simple idea that we can build a brighter future for the Jewish people by connecting individuals with profound ideas and each other. So for us, it was a no-brainer to adopt the Global Day of Jewish Learning and incorporate it into our family of programs earlier this year. November 8th, thousands of people across 6 continents will join us in study through hundreds of participant communities and organizations. The Global Day's theme this year is human dignity. We cannot think of a more important and timely issue to dedicate our learning toward this year. And so I invite you to join us for this year's Day of Study on November 8th, honoring the legacy of Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. Never has it been more important for our community to come together and work together in pursuit of our shared goals. And so I want to thank our many partners, Pardes, Shalom Hartman Institute, the Jewish Book Council, Hadar, the Institute for Jewish Spirituality, Moment Magazine, and Sefaria for all supporting us in this Herculean effort and working with us to spread Jewish ideas. We have an incredible lineup of sessions today on every topic imaginable, from food to philosophy to politics, and I hope you thoroughly enjoy today's learning. But to help us prepare to inspire us a little more as we continue with today's program, we are blessed to be joined by Rabbi Isaiah Rothstein, who recently joined the Jewish Federations of North America as Rabbinic Scholar and Public Affairs Advisor. Isaiah is a longtime friend of Limmud, a musician, and a mensch. Please help me welcome Isaiah Rothstein. Hi, Isaiah.
Shalom, friends. It is truly my honor to be here with you. One of the lines in the morning prayers is Limmud u'lamed es kol divrei Talmud Toratecha bi'ahava. The rabbis say that the mitzvah of studying and learning is associated with love. Now, friends, Limmud, I don't know the wife at Limmud. I asked her out at Limmud. I associate Limmud with love, but I also think about the Torah study that we engage with. And sometimes, yes, we might not agree with someone's commentary, but at the same time, we acknowledge that with Torah, we associate Limmud with love. Friends, we live in a generation, though, that love and camaraderie and sibling rivalry, it's a tough moment that we live in. I want to share with you just a brief story of Rosh Hashanah. You know, there's a story about siblings. We'll call them Achim and Shelley. And they were really close when they were young. You know, and as they got old, they stopped remembering in many ways that they were siblings. They almost didn't recognize each other. One of them started using hashtag on social media. The other started using that hashtag on social media until finally they almost even look at each other and see the humanity, let alone the fact that they were siblings. Till finally their parent, on their aging and on their deathbed, calls them in one at a time. The first one, the older child, being more successful, was in a different kind of relationship with the parent and assumed that maybe they would be given the inheritance from their family. And then the younger child comes in, not quite as successful, but still in this conversation. And the older child says to the parent, why are you talking to them and not to me in the same way? And the parent says, well, you too, you don't talk to each other. How could I be your parent if you two are not siblings? How could I possibly be the one that you look to when you are sitting next to another that has a soul and a shama, has a beautiful face that could be acknowledged, that we don't even acknowledge those people? And friends, as we enter into the high holidays, as we engage today in a day of Limmud, a day of learning, let us remember that when we stand before God on Rosh Hashanah and we say Hamelech, when we say Avinu Malkinu, when we say, please, how could God be our parent if we can't remember the humanity within each other? So friends, as we engage in our learning, I want to give us the bracha to reflect on this question, the blessing to reflect on the question, where is love? Where is the love? And let's try to bring that into everything that we do. I want to thank Limmud for welcoming me to be in this space with you and for really the love that is spread through the world through the Torah study that we have. And with that, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Isaiah. I know you're speaking with us from family Simcha, and I am taking this opportunity to wish you Mazel Tov and your family on this wonderful occasion. And I truly have been the benefit of your words and your music, and I appreciate it tremendously. Shana Tova Mituka. Hi, so my name is Sivi Tversky, and I have the honor of joining Faye Rosenberg-Cohn as co-chair of Limmud North America. I hope that you have enjoyed this opening ceremony as much as I have. We're all on a journey, and whether you spend the hours ahead studying Jewish text or discussing politics, exploring culture, or just connecting with your Jewish community, I want to thank you for giving your day to Limmud and being part of the movement we are building. We depend on generosity of individuals like you to propel our efforts. At the conclusion of today's program, you will receive an invitation to support our work. Please click on that donate button and give generously. If every person who attends today's program gives a small, manageable amount to support Limmud, say $10 a month, you will enable us to transform Jewish communities across North America for the year to come. Please reach deep and give generously. Together we can build a more connected, brighter Jewish future for every Jew, regardless of affiliation, age, color, or sexual orientation. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank David Singer, our executive director, and the myriad volunteers, facilitators, and tech administrators for this day. It will be wonderful. So now it's my turn to invite you to move to your breakout sessions. This is what you've been waiting for. Please remember, you can access every session by opening the eFestival schedule. Log in using your email address, click on the session you wish to attend, and then look for the big yellow Open Zoom button. If you have any trouble, there's a big blue Need Help button. That's blue, not yellow, on the bottom of the website. Clicking it will open up a chat box with a real live human who can help you. Now, enjoy the day, have a great time, and a Shana Tova Mituka, a wonderful, sweet, healthy, prosperous, and content New Year.